Hello everyone and welcome to Nomad Programming. In my previous video, I explained briefly what software development is. If you got interested in this field, then this video is for you. Today's title is Who is a software developer, what is his or her role, and required skills. But before we start, if you like the channel's content, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to enable the notification bell to get the latest videos. First, there might be people wondering if a software developer is the same as software engineer. Well, both share similar responsibilities, but each has their own technical methods and outputs. I will not be talking about their differences in this video, but I might in another video if requested. So feel free to request if anyone would like a video about it in the comment section below. So who is a software developer? Software developers design, program, build, deploy, and maintain software using many different skills and tools. They also help build software systems that power networks and devices and ensure that those systems remain functional. Their job may also involve meeting with clients to determine the needs for a software solution, which will help them design the final product. Software developers work in a wide variety of industries, and some even work as freelancers. Software is involved across virtually every industry to power the devices and applications used within that field. You can find software developers working in businesses, technology, defense, healthcare, aerospace, and manufacturing. A software developer may work alone or with other developers. In general, larger companies tend to have teams of developers due to the complexity of the software they're designing. Responsibilities and roles. First, we have work with developers to design algorithms and flowcharts. Developers create flowcharts and design diagrams during the software lifecycle, produce efficient code based on specifications, integrate software components and third-party programs, verify and deploy programs and systems, troubleshoot, debug, and upgrade existing software, gather and evaluate user feedback, recommend and execute improvements, create technical documentation for reference and reporting, working on existing code. Many developers will eventually work on an ongoing project or legacy systems. Usually these programs are large and complicated. The developer needs to know how to read them and understand how it works. Participating and collaborating. There has to be strong collaboration among the team for the project to succeed, especially software that is planned using the agile methodology. What skills do software developers need? Software development lifecycle. In the previous video, I have explained what is SDLC. You can go back to the video, which I have linked in the description box below. The developer should know the proper lifecycle of software, from the requirement analysis to the maintenance of the product. Programming languages. Naturally, to program and create a system, you will have to at least work with one language, though today a good developer is required to know more than one language. And when it comes to choosing what language should you work with, well, it depends on what kind of programs you're working on. But there are basic languages that you should already be familiarized with, such as C++, Python, or JavaScript, which are very popular. Recently, I've been working on projects coding with Rust, and it is quite interesting. Data structures and algorithms. When I started interviews for tech companies, most of their questions were about data structures and algorithms. Most of them will make you have a short test that includes data structure and algorithms questions. And the reason for that, data structure and algorithms are the core of programming and software. The way a developer thinks and his or her ability to solve problems will relay greatly from those subjects. You will need to start to sharpen your skills in data structure and algorithms. Databases. Database is an important part of any system. It helps developers and companies to store all sorts of data and for software to access. It is required for the developer to write at least basic SQL SQL queries. Databases you can work with, such as Oracle, Postgres, MongoDB, Cassandra, and Redis. IDEs or Integrated Development Environment. IDEs allow you to write, modify, compile, run, and debug your code. Knowing to work on an IDE and learning their shortcut keys will be for the greater good, because the developer wants to be familiar with and comfortable to work faster and easier to identify bugs and handle folders. There are many IDEs and each has its charm, so choosing which one to work depends on what language you're working on and other factors that I will be discussing in another video. Version control or source control. A developer needs to keep track of the code and organize the work in case of changes, so it would be easy to understand it, especially when having many sources that the code was taken from. And from my own experience, that will happen a lot. And trust me, sometimes you would say, was that me who coded all that? Linux is an open source operating system that is highly customizable and contains several tools that are useful for programmers, such as sed, occpiping, and grep. The OS is also more secure than most, making it useful for improving cybersecurity software. Networking bases. Networks are essential for applications and client service. A good developer needs to know basic connections, protocols, and how to solve network problems for a successful system. Testing and debugging. There will be a lot of bugs and errors in your code, and the program will not work properly, so having the skill of finding these bugs and fixing them is a great deal. There are many tools for testing and creating use cases to test both the functionality of your program and logical errors. Critical thinking. This is one of the most important soft skills that a developer should be skilled at. The more projects you will work on, the more you would be skilled in the ability to observe and analyze data and facts to solve problems in an organized and smart way. Will help the developer to fix many problems during the software lifecycle. Communication skills. This is also an important soft skill. A developer will be working with a team and different departments. The developer needs good communication skills for successful software. Now, before heading to the last part of this video, I would like to advise anyone who is struggling to achieve these skills. Based on my experience, you will definitely need more time to be skillful, and the more projects you take, the better in practice these skills will be achieved gracefully. Taking courses and training is great, but putting yourself in an actual project, you will learn it better and faster. No one is skilled enough from the beginning. Lastly, you will learn what certificates a developer would acquire. Personally, you can be a good developer without these certificates, thanks to the internet today, but holding at least 2 of these certificates will help you to find a good job and to work in a good company. It's a plus for you to acquire and prove for your employers. Microsoft Certified Azure Developer Associate. Azure Developer Associate certification is for cloud developers who participate in all phases of development, from requirements definition and design to development, deployment, and maintenance. They partner with cloud DBAs, cloud administrators, and clients to implement solutions. Based on Windows, which is where you would find its course and the certified exam, candidates should be proficient in Azure SDKs, data storage options, data connections, APIs, app authentication and authorization, compute and container deployment, debugging, performance tuning, and monitoring. Candidates should have 1 to 2 years of professional development experience and experience with Microsoft Azure. They should be able to program in an Azure-supported language and should be proficient using Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell, and other tools. I have listed the link in the description box below so you can learn more about this certificate and how to prepare for the exam. Certified Developer Associate. Amazon Web Services certifications showcase knowledge and understanding of core certification developer services uses and basic architecture, best practices, and proficiency in developing, deploying, and debugging cloud-based applications by using Amazon Web Services. It is a great plus for you today. You will move forward with your career if you take this certificate. You will also find the link for this certificate from Amazon in the description box below. Google Professional Cloud Developer. A professional cloud developer builds scalable and highly available applications using Google recommended tools and best practices. This individual has experience with cloud native applications, developer tools, managed services, and next generation databases. A professional cloud developer also has proficiency with at least one general purpose programming language and instruments their code to produce metrics, logs, and traces. The Professional Cloud Developer exam assesses your ability to design highly scalable, available, reliable cloud-native applications, build and test applications, deploy applications, integrate Google Cloud Services, and manage deployed applications. Web Development Professional. The Web Development Professional Certification Program is an ambitious journey for the individual who wants to excel in a career in web and IT technologies. The essential combination of HTML5, a front-end scripting language, a back-end programming language, and the skills to integrate them with a database is what makes a web development professional. Because of this diversity, this individual will become a valuable corporate IT team member. To earn the Web Development Professional certification, you must take and pass at least 3 certification exams: JavaScript Specialist, Database Design Specialist, Advanced HTML5 and CSS3 Specialist. Targeted audience: web application developers, software developers, application programmers, client-server developers, and web architects. You will also find this link below. Java certification paths. For those proficient in Java Enterprise Edition platform, this exam is targeted to intermediate to advanced level Java front-end and back-end application developers, architects, and software engineers. The exam covers topics like Java architecture, businesses, logic, Java, message services API, serverlets and JSPs, WebSockets, and more. Certified Secure Software Lifecycle Professional. Earning the globally recognized CSSLP Secure Software Development Certification is a proven way to build your career and better incorporate security practice into each phase of the software development lifecycle. CSSLP certification recognizes leading application security skills. It shows employers and peers you have the advanced technical skills and knowledge necessary for authentication, authorization, and auditing. Well, we have reached the end of this video. I hope it was useful. Thank you all for watching.